Hi, welcome to our Homestead series. We hope this will be of enjoyment and informative. We don't know everything, we don't do everything perfect, but what we do know works for us. In these economic times, people have been talking about a back to the land movement or getting back to a more simple way of life. The transformation from the comforts of city dwelling and our modern way can be a little different going back to the homestead. I won't say complicated, but there are some things some people should know. So I hope you enjoy this series. Thank you for watching.
Okay, I'm canning some more tomato sauce today, and while I'm at it, I'm going to be saving the seeds from my Heinz paste tomatoes, which are heirloom. And this is really, really easy to do. All you do is take your tomato, and cut it in half across the middle, and then give it a squeeze, and just squeeze out the water and the seeds into a jar. Sometimes it helps to use a spoon to scoop them out, because paste tomatoes don't have a lot of water in them. If I was using a slicing tomato, like a beefsteak, they would come right out really easily. Okay, these are the tomato seeds that I've just saved for my Heinz tomatoes. Now, I'm just going to add a couple tablespoons of water. Okay, now that I've added the water, I'm just going to cover it with a coffee filter and add an elastic band. This will keep the bugs out while you're waiting for the seeds to ferment. Depending on the temperature, you'll need to let them sit between 3 to 5 days. You'll see mold form on the top, and that's okay. You'll skim that off. What's happening is the bacteria is dissolving the gel around the seeds that keeps the seeds from sprouting. This one has been sitting for about a week, and as you can see, it is separated, and it did look just like this when I made it. Now I'm just going to skim this off the top, and then I'm going to strain and rinse the seeds. I've skimmed the tomato seeds, and now you need to strain them. I pour them into a strainer with a fine mesh, and I turn some cool water on, and I stir them to help the pulp, what's left of the pulp, go through the strainer. This usually takes just a few minutes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the gel that's around the tomato seeds is a sprout inhibitor. That's why the tomato on the plant, when it falls off in the fall and it rots over the winter time, it eats away the gel naturally, so that they sprout in the spring when the soil warms up. That's what keeps the seeds from sprouting when they're inside the tomato. That's good. Strain out some of the extra water. Got a plate sitting here with a coffee filter on it, and I'm just going to pour the seeds onto that. And make sure, if you're doing more than one type of seed, that you label your trays and your jars when you're filling them, because the seeds all look the same, and it's really easy to forget which ones are which, or if somebody moves your jars around, you lose track of what you've saved. And just spread them out so they can dry. And the coffee filter will absorb the moisture, but the seeds don't stick very hard to them. And tomorrow or the next day, I will come and I will change the coffee filter. I'll take this one off, put a fresh one down, and scrape the seeds onto it. And then leave them for at least a week in a warm place. The top of a fridge works really well for that, until they're really good and dry. And these are ones that I've done a few weeks ago, and they've dried very nicely. And they're ready to package up now. I'm going to put them into little paper envelopes and then probably store them in the fridge until spring. If you're going to put them into plastic, like little mini Ziploc bags, make sure they're very, very dry, because if they have any moisture left, they will mildew.